Sunjin greeted his father, who ignored him and continued watching the video of him and Mensu. Standing there, looking at him, Sunjin already had an idea of what was coming, and whatever the circumstances, he knew he had to face it. His father looked at him with disappointment and asked how Mensu had managed to seduce him and why he had fallen for the trap. Sunjin told him that he was not seduced. His father, growing angry, told him that he knew his son would never stoop so low as to ruin the family's reputation, and that, to make matters worse, he had gotten intimate with a girl in front of everyone at the office. Sunjin admitted that it was wrong of him to kiss her in front of everyone, especially at work, but he loved her and wanted to be with her. Before Sunjin could continue, his father slapped him angrily and warned him never to say those words again, declaring that he would not let him ruin their family and reputation in front of the whole world. He demanded that whatever he had with Mensu end immediately. As he spoke, he called in his assistant and instructed him to inform the PR team to release a statement claiming that Mensu had been aware of Sunjin's status and had seduced him to secure an internship at Tech Bloom. He further ordered that she be dismissed from her internship. The assistant agreed and left to carry out the orders. Sunjin looked at his father with rage in his eyes, telling him it was unfair to punish Mensu and insisting that she was a good person. If anyone should be punished, it should be him, not an innocent woman. His father stepped closer, his expression cold, and warned Sunjin that if he did not put an end to his defiance, he would do more than ruin Mensu's reputation. He would ensure that she was dismissed from her university as well. With that, he walked out, leaving Sunjin standing there, torn between protecting Mensu and knowing just how ruthless his father could be when he wanted his way. Later that night, Mensu was having dinner alone in the school cafeteria when she noticed everyone staring at her and whispering. Some students even pointed at her and called her a shameless seducer. Confused, she looked at her phone and saw the statement released by Tech Bloom. She read it again, hoping she had misunderstood, but the words were clear. It was about her. Panic set in as she realized how this could affect her future. She immediately ran outside, her mind racing. She had worked so hard to be where she was, and now it was all being taken away. Desperate for answers, she called Sunjin, but he didn't answer. She sent him messages, asking what was going on and why such a statement had been released. Overwhelmed by the attention she was receiving, she decided to return to her room. That night, Sunjin had been invited to a family dinner to welcome his younger sister, who had just returned from studying abroad. When he arrived, they were already seated, eating. His little sister ran to him and hugged him tightly, telling him she had missed him. Sunjin smiled, touching her hair, and told her she had grown taller and even more beautiful. They both sat down to join their parents at the dining table. Before he could start eating, his father asked if he had ended things with Mensu as instructed. Sunjin remained silent. His father, growing angrier, asked him again. Frustrated, Sunjin stood up and told him that he would not end things. He lashed out, saying that he had spent his entire life doing what his father wanted. He studied tech as he was told, sacrificed his childhood to become a genius as expected, and even gave up his dream of painting to run the company. Yet now, the one thing he truly wanted, the one thing he loved, his father was trying to take away from him. His mother, seeing his anger, tried to calm him down, but he ignored her and declared that all he wanted was Mensu and that he would do anything if it meant he could be with her. Realizing that everyone was staring at him, he turned to his father, who had already risen from his seat, his face red with fury. His father insisted that he would never allow it, that he had built their family's wealth and reputation for years and would not let a foreigner come in and take it away. He declared that Sunjin would marry a Korean woman from a prominent family, have pure Korean children, and continue the family legacy. With that, he walked away. Sunjin, equally furious, stormed out, got into his car, and drove off angrily. As he drove, he noticed a call coming through from Mensu, but he ignored it and kept driving. Meanwhile, Mensu sat in her room staring at her phone, waiting for Sunjin's call. She needed to talk to him. She needed an explanation. She tried calling again, but still, he didn't answer. Sunjin, drowning himself in whiskey at a bar, was losing himself to the idea of letting go of the woman he loved. It drove him crazy, knowing that going against his father would only bring harm to Mensu. His phone rang again. It was Mensu.